Hey Beavis, check it out. It's Star Wars. Oh yeah. This isn't Star Wars. This is just a bunch of toys from a nerd. What a nerd. Hey Beavis, this sucks.
Yeah, this sucks! It sucks!
So I've decided that this video is not just going to be a Beavis and Butthead retrospective, but also an inquiry. An inquiry into why Beavis and Butthead has lost popularity over the years. And I think I've come up with the main answer. But first, I'm going to go over a little bit about the show and kind of what makes it special for me, but also why it stands out from other adult cartoons like South Park and The Simpsons. I'll also kind of go into the aesthetic of Beavis and Butthead and how that's also special to me. So my introduction to Beavis and Butthead was actually through Beavis and Butthead Do America, the movie. And I'm sure that's what a lot of people my age had first seen of Beavis and Butthead, because it's actually on Netflix, or at least it was. I don't think it is anymore. But Beavis and Butthead Do America is a great introduction to Beavis and Butthead. It sums up the characters, and it's a great story to put those characters in to show them at their full potential. So first of all, we may as well go into Beavis and Butthead. Who are they? What are their characters, right? Well, they have very basic characters. In fact, there's hardly any character there at all. It's basically just that they're really, really stupid. Now, Beavis actually does get a little bit more of an elaborate character in the form of he's kind of insane. Like, he hears voices. That's confirmed in the show. You know, he talks about that on multiple occasions, and Cornholio is him having like a mental breakdown, basically. But Butthead is basically just really stupid, you know? I mean, there also is the fact that they really love heavy metal and stuff, and they're teenagers in the 90s, so I suppose that's also a big part of their character as well. But the main character trait that they have is that they're stupid, you know, and Beavis is crazy. Something else that I love about Beavis and Butthead is how to them everything is either cool or it sucks. With The Simpsons you have Matt Groening. With South Park you have Trey Parker and Matt Stone. But who created Beavis and Butthead? Beavis and Butthead was created by a graduated physicist named Mike Judge. Mike Judge was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the pilot of Beavis and Butthead looks like it takes place in Albuquerque. As I said when introducing him, Mike Judge has a bachelor's degree in physics, which is really cool because he then went on to make cartoons. Mike Judge later went on to create King of the Hill, another amazing animated show. More of a sitcom, and that's what makes it great as well. And I'll bring that up right now. Beavis and Butthead definitely does not follow your typical sitcom formula. Part of what makes their characters so simple is that there's never a character arc that they go through. They're always stupid, and they never learn a lesson. The basic formula of the show is that you place Beavis and Butthead in a mundane situation, and see how badly they can screw it up by being extremely stupid. A very simple concept, which is why Trey Parker and Matt Stone, creators of South Park, say that Beavis and Butthead is like the blues. Very simple, it's the same thing every time, but it's always great. Something that's different about Beavis and Butthead versus other adult cartoons is that although they do have the music video commentary, the show itself is actually very light on pop culture references. So here are some cells that I'm going to use as an example of how the show's aesthetic is different by its art style. So as you can see by these cells, obviously they're hand-drawn, but it looks like they're hand-drawn with colored pencil, and it gives them a very washed color look, which is one of the things that I really love about celluloid animation, is the washed color look. Something else that I really love about celluloid, and specifically Beavis and Butthead's animation, is the way that the backgrounds look like they're almost sketched in. Another thing about Celluloid, and specifically Beavis and Butthead's animation, is that the animation is very shaky. And I'll use this next clip as an example, which actually happens to be one of my favorite Beavis and Butthead scenes of all time.
See? Now that's exactly what I'm talking about. You are both suspended for a week.
What's that mean?
It means I don't want to see you anywhere near this school for a whole week.
Cool.
Shut up! Forget it. No, you're not suspended. No, I've got a better idea. Yeah, I'm gonna get you guys this time.
So obviously Principal McVicker was really shaky because he's actually supposed to be shaking, and I believe that's because he's withdrawing from alcohol because he chugs a drink at the end. But as you can tell, Beavis and Butthead are also shaking when they talk as well. And adding all of these things together, the washed colors, the sketched looking drawings, and the shaky animation makes a very crude looking animation. And this makes a very amateur looking aesthetic, which adds to the humor of the show. Just like South Park. So now that I've gone over some of the things that make the show special to me, and also some things that set it apart from other adult animated shows, I'm gonna go into why it's not as popular today. And there's two big reasons. The first one is that Beavis and Butthead is actually not syndicated on any channel. It's crazy. It's not even on MTV, the channel that basically created it. It's called MTV's Beavis and Butthead. But the second reason is that a lot of the episodes have no official DVD release. Or VHS release, for that matter. A lot of the episodes haven't officially been released for home video at all. For the reason why Beavis and Butthead is not syndicated on any channel, I couldn't tell you. But the reason why Beavis and Butthead, a lot of the episodes at least, haven't been released officially on home video is because Mike Judge is not proud of a lot of those early Beavis and Butthead episodes. And one of the reasons that he cites is the crudeness of the animation, which puzzles me, because Trey Parker and Matt Stone embrace the crudeness of South Park's animation, and they understand that that adds to the humor of the show. So what I don't understand is why Mike Judge doesn't understand that as well. And I'm sure Star Wars fans are starting to see a resemblance between the way Beavis and Butthead's video release has been treated and the way that Star Wars' original video release has been treated. Mike Judge, like George Lucas, is not proud of his original creation, and therefore wants to try to brush it under the rug and pretend like it never happened. But like with the original Star Wars, the fact that the effects look kind of goofy and they do look very crude is part of what we love. But what makes it even worse with Beavis and Butthead is the fact that this is actual content that we're missing out on. With Star Wars, at least, you see everything that was in the original cut of the film, plus even more that was intended originally. But with Beavis and Butthead, majority of the episodes have no official home release. So that's just a ton of content that's just missing. There is a fan-made complete DVD set of Beavis and Butthead, once again a parallel to Star Wars because the 4K 77 fan-made theatrical cut of Star Wars, which I actually plan to buy at some point. I actually have seen all of the Beavis and Butthead episodes through Daily Motion on the internet. And they do actually flip the video so that it's backwards, so it is like not the best way to watch them, but I have seen all of the content basically. But I know a lot of collectors really do want to buy an official release of a film or TV show, and I totally understand that. I kind of agree, but I would also be interested in buying that complete disc set that's fan-made, and I actually probably will. The thing is, though, is that it's $80, which I understand, that makes sense. I just don't have the $80 to just drop on something like that right now, especially when I actually have seen all of the episodes.